what's some of your favorite equipment to work with? Favorite pumping systems?
I've always just been a fan of the airless paint sprayers. They're just a good workhorse and that kind of stuff, and have been the industry standard there. So I like those, and that's what I've used most of my career. I'm dealing a lot more now with acrylate type products, and I do really like the pumps that we use for those, the plural component stainless steel pumps. I finally, I've seen some that are not difficult to use, which is nice to find one that's easy. It's still a complex machine, but it's broken down and handles very easy. So I'd say that's kind of one of them that's coming up right now. But still, it's hard to just go away from that old reliable, either like a Graco or a Titan, 440.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's pretty much the status quo out
But
there.
Jim, let me add to jump on the other side of that. And we offer this pump, so it's not like I'm bad mouthing a competitor or something like that. But there's the drill pumps, and while they have their place, these little drill pumps, I believe that they actually are hard for contractors, because a lot of the people that look at getting the drill pumps are first-time grout users, and they're trying to save some money, so they're getting a drill pump rather than a airless paint sprayer to save a couple $100 there. The problem is that using that drill pump takes a little more technical expertise. So if it's your first job, that's not always the good pump to cut your teeth on. It's got its good position and stuff like that, and it's light and it's easy to move around, but it does take a little more skill. So, that's one of the pumps just kind of to watch out for.
Yeah, and yeah, as you and I have been pretty open about, we have, and not everybody has the same experience, with different equipment. I mean, you've probably pumped, well, I mean, you've pumped a lot more grout than probably all of us. But I have quite a bit of experience with the drill pumps. I agree with you. Probably the benefit that I see is that they're easy to take apart. So when there are issues with it, which can happen to any pump that you're pumping chemical grouts with, you're looking at 7 Allen screws and you're into the ball and spring assembly. I mean, you're pretty much in the guts of it with 7 screws. So that's the only thing that I really like about it, just from from a maintenance standpoint. But I mean, I agree completely that, if you're if you're I don't want to say quality grouter. I mean, a lot of quality people, use those. But if you're doing this a lot, you're probably not doing yourself justice with it. Especially if you're getting into higher volume sort of stuff. I mean, any curtain or soil grouting, it's just not, not relevant. And you're mixing a lot. You know what I mean? You're mixing small volumes, all the time. And as you know from being on site, especially on large volume applications, I mean, keeping product mixed can be a huge kind of functional, manpower sort of issue, because you just don't account all the time for having that guy for keeping things mixed. So I see the pros and cons for it, but it's well noted that you're not a huge fan.
No, and it is a great product. There's a niche for it though, and really that's my main concern is, and I think also that comes kind of from my history, because oftentimes I'm either on giant projects, and that's where they're demanding to have that customer service out there, and so they're not even looking at these pumps because, like you said, they're just not high volume. And then the other times where I'm training people is a lot of times when they're just brand new, and it's just not a great pump for someone brand new, but it's light, it's easy to maneuver, and that is not only a disadvantage that it can't mix small things, but that's an advantage on a lot of times when you're just setting up, and if you're doing a residential area, or you're doing something small, or you're doing something that's off the beaten path and you don't want to have to carry a whole bunch of equipment back towards it there.
Right.